Okay, so welcome back. I'm Peter at Microsoldering Solutions. Today we've got this iPhone 7. This has come in from another shop where they replaced the battery for the customer. It came in because it had no power. They replaced the battery, it worked fine, it charged away just fine, right up until the point that it was allowed to discharge completely. And when that happened, when he went to charge it, it just did nothing. So if we plug in the lightning cable, we can see that it's only went to 0.005, 0.006 milliamps. So that is nowhere near what's required to make this thing charge up. So if we unplug, it's back to zero again. And if I open up the phone itself, we'll disconnect the battery. And I should, if this was charging, let's plug this in again. I'm going to steal my camera across to my voltage supply. So let's take that away from there. And we'll throw this over here, where I would like it to show my... how can I make this do what I need it to do? Yeah, it's not going to work like that. 2 seconds. I need to get another camera set up, that's for sure. Right, so if I allow that to sit there, now you can see it. I've plugged this in, and if this is going to charge the battery, it needs to be up around about 3.7 volts. And if I put the probes on the battery connector, you can see I'm getting 300 millivolts. I'm getting nothing. 0.284 millivolts. That should be 3.7 volts. So let's look at why it does this. And it is really all to do with this, your charging cable. If you're going to use garbage cables, it's going to fry up the USB communication chip. And that chip, its only purpose basically is to recognize your cable, and from that point it will tell the CPU that the cable is real and is good to go, and the CPU then tells everybody to do what it has to do. And if you use a cheap charge cable from Poundland or from the petrol station, any that is not MFI rated, then you've got a strong chance of killing that chip and making your phone not charge. So you'll go to the repair shop, they'll change the battery, it'll look like that's fixed it because the battery has power in it, and that makes it look like it is charging just fine, right up until it discharges completely, and when that happens, it just will not charge up again. So I've already taken the screws out of this earlier before I decided I was going to make a video on it. So we'll get this popped out, the SIM. Let's not lose the card. The plastic push rod back in, there we are. And we have the motherboard. I say I already went into this, so let's just peel this back. And the Tristar chip, oh, you won't see from there. Let's switch to the microscope, shall we? And let you see better. And basically we're looking at, where are we? This chip right here. And this is the one that's responsible for talking to that cable and it's relaying that message to say, hey guys, we've got a real cable, you're allowed to tell Tigris to start charging. And that's pretty much his only job. Well, he deals with your accessories as well, a few other things, but that's mainly it. And if you use one of those cheap cables, it's got a couple of horrible chips in there which try and trick it into thinking it's got the correct cable, but they don't have the same current protection. And without that current protection, it allows it to spike, which then fries it electrically. So we need to get this cable, this chip out and replace it with a new one. So I'm just going to heat up the board a little bit first. It just prevents thermal shock. And that should be enough. We'll get the tweezers in here, allow the heat to sit on that. And I'm just lifting the board ever so slightly. I just want the board to fall as soon as it gets hot enough. That way we're not going to melt anything anywhere else. There we are, that's out. And the chip is flown away, so thankfully we don't need it. And now there you can see all that little balls in there. So we just need to clean those up a bit. Ready to take the new chip. Yeah, that one up there. Used to look a bit too big. And did we get the ones at the bottom? We'll just have a quick look here. Yeah, did we? Let's just zoom in now. Yeah, I think they're good to go. Okay. So where are we? We'll get that out a bit here. Give that a little clean up and I'll put down some fresh flux. So if you ever do a search, a lot of people out there, fools, like to call this U2 chip. And they call it the U2 is because the iPhone 5S and the iPhone 5C had a designation called U2. And that was where the Tristar chip went. But it hasn't been called, well, there hasn't been a U2 designation since there, but people still persist in calling it that. And it really bugs me. I don't know why it does, but it really does. Alright, so we've got a little dot there. I don't know if you can see that on the chip. Let's just zoom in. And if I hold it like that, you can hopefully see that little dot right there. That tells you that's pin 1. And pin 1, if we look at this schematics, well, this is just a board view. So we'll go to desktop, the board view. As we can see, this is the Tristar chip that we're looking at. And A1 is just up here. So that's where our dot has to go in order for everything to work right. So let's get it back onto the microscope. You can see what we're doing. So we're just going to line this up as best we can. Whoop. No, we didn't need that to happen. Here we are. Get you turned around, and where's pin 1? Background here. There we go. And we'll place you in here. So it just needs to be roughly. And we're just going to let the heat do the rest. I'm going to turn that up slightly. It didn't go as quickly as I'd like before. So let's just zoom out of here so we can see what it's doing. No, you don't get to do that. And you see it moved slightly because of the amount of flux I had there. So let's just hold it, give it some heat, and hopefully that will help it stick, which it has. And now we'll allow it to flow into place. You'll see it move and it should drop, which I believe it just did. And if we give you a little nudge, there we are, and bounce back into place. So that should be my Tristar in place. Give it a quick clean up. Fold you back down. Since it's still hot, that will help that stick. I'll let that cool off. And if I just set up my other camera for you, which has still been recording, so if I set this up here, hopefully this time around stop moving. I'll plug this back into the housing. Plug in the charge port. All I want to see just now is that it starts to charge. So when I plug this in this time, hopefully that will go up to about 60, so it'll be 0.060 up to 1.2 amps maybe. 74.7, there we are, 157 milliamps. So that was Tristar, and that was causing this phone to not want to charge. And now we've remedied that. If I plug the battery back in and we plug in the charger again, hopefully we'll go up to a full amp. Yeah, we are 2 amps nearly. So that's that phone charging properly. And it will work again for a good while, unless they're using a cheap charge cable, at which point it'll come back. They'll be expecting warranty, and it just, I can't warranty stupidity. If you want your phone to work properly, use a proper cable, a genuine one from Apple, or one that is MFI rated, which means made for iPad and made for iPhone. I'm going to put this phone back together, but I hope you get the gist of it. If you've got a problem like this, give me a shout. You'll get me on my Facebook page, it's Microsoldering Solutions, or you can go to www.microsolderingsolutions.uk to my website, and yeah, get in contact and we'll see how we can get things fixed for you. So for this and other repairs, give me a shout and we'll see what we can do. Thanks for watching. Bye.